Wow.
Wow, this is some really deep stuff.
I don't know what just happened, but something happened inside of me. Something snapped. Something.
I wasn't expecting that
either. Sorry.
It's okay. It's all right. It's beautiful.
Monster is like really small, but it had to become that to stop me.
And then the hurt child became present when you mentioned it.
And I didn't realize this until now.
There were things that I didn't remember until now.
Funny. I haven't seen that before.
It feels like I'm the monster. I'm kind of seeing images of things. Of a world where they can exist. This clarity brings all kinds of answers.
It's clear. She hugged me and then went back to her place, I guess, in my heart. Oh, it wants to come out. It wants to bippity boppity boop Cinderella me. She's melted into my chest. It's ooey gooey.
All week been finishing things, cleaning up more, started eating vegetables again last week. And it kind of just started happening. It's almost like I just finished going through a meditation session.
I feel light. When you hit that first joint, in the morning, and
I actually feel a lot more awake.
Well, yeah, this is a big commitment that you're doing. I mean, I can see how many people that you've done this with, and I mean, this is. This is how to master it. Exactly what you're doing,
It's part of it, yeah. I'm careful not to. Just because you do something a lot doesn't mean you get good at it. There's a deliberate practice aspect that I'm incorporating now, and finding coaches and finding mentors, and really pushing myself outside of the calls that I record. I'm doing my homework every day, and I'm listening back to my own recording, and really I really want to get good at this. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, so when you're doing this, and somebody is, so that I forgot what they call the roles, but so that you're doing the discovery, that you're doing, somebody's working with you. Yeah. You're the client. Yes.
I don't have a regular person that I meet for that. No. When I was talking to a coach.
Go ahead. You do it with somebody.
When I was talking about a coach and a mentor, that would be to kind of analyze my work and help me improve it. My work with other people as a practitioner.
Nice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic.
But as far as my personal practice, my personal part work, I do that every day too, and I don't know. I think. I mean, how to say this in a way that's not. It's humble, but also not obvious. I feel like I have a knack for it. I feel like I'm. I got it. The moment I saw it, and I was able to go in and do deep work. And have continued. So. I feel like in my inner work, I'm able to progress a lot. But yeah, sometimes I'll be quiet and I record those calls.
Nice. When did you start doing the work yourself? I'm just curious how long it took you to sort of to really start seeing the impact in your life.
So I'd heard about IFS about 10 years ago, or maybe even more. And I'd kind of flirted with it, but I didn't realize it was like a valid clinical model. I thought it was just a fun idea. So I didn't go too far with it. Then about 18 months ago, when I got more serious about it, and I started doing more research, I got a peer partner. So I just wanted to practice it more. And within just a couple sessions with another amateur, I was already going to exiles and healing them. So kind of clicked with me very quickly. And then I just kind of took off, and I said, okay, I got it. I know how to do this. I can do this. And I know how to do it for myself in a way that I'm passionate enough about it that I'm like, I'm learning and growing and doing it. So
yeah, you do it on a daily basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is it something you do? Did you sit down once a day and do a practice for a certain amount of time, or is it something that you're checking in with yourself periodically throughout the day?
I did for about a year. I had it was like one of the first things I did in the morning was sit and do maybe 10 or 15 minutes of just kind of a part meditation, and I would write about that. I would journal at the time. And I feel like I kind of cataloged all of my major exiles, of which maybe there were 8 or so. And I worked with each of them. A lot. So I'm not doing that much of a ritualized practice anymore, although I kind of miss it. So I might go back to it. But yeah, I'm just trying to address things when they come up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to see how this might look for myself. I'm not, I haven't done any. I've been for some reason for the last couple of years, I've been really resistant to journaling, and I'm not really sure why, but I could see where it would be helpful at some point to write some of this down, and it would make it more concrete for me. And I'm starting to feel kind of an opening where I'm like, yeah, okay, I could start, writing some of this down, and I can see that can happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For me, it was kind of, just in the same way that I think that's in our conversations. I'm kind of taking notes on my inner conversations, and just helps me on track. I'm not trying to write anything for somebody. It's not like it's got any narrative, value or anything. It's just my way of having kind of a little bit of an externalizing that guidance. So I'm not getting lost when I'm doing the deeper kind of exile work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm seeing for myself that would at some point is going to be helpful for me to write things down and put it, sort of organize these things that are coming up for me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
But what I noticed since our session, what I noticed is some things I noticed, was that I felt really weird for a couple of days. It was just kind of like, confusion and just this weird kind of not super pleasant feeling. I can't even really concretely explain it, except that I just felt a little off. A little bit like something kind of opened up, and I'm not really sure what it was, but it must be a good thing, nothing disturbing, where I felt like, oh God, this is, and I was also having a difficult week, physiologically, just with dealing with this parasite treatment that I'm doing. So there was, I think, a little bit of that was involved. And anyway, what I noticed though, sometime over the weekend, maybe in the last couple of days, the part that I was getting to know last Wednesday, seemed to, okay, so this is what it looked like concretely is, for example, this part that wants to push me forward and is very demanding. It started to calm down a little bit. And I felt like I surrendered to this. I have this huge drama that I've been making up in my head about why do I feel like I want to retreat to my bed all the time? Yes, I get it. Okay. Yes, I was chronically ill for all these years. I was sick. I get it. My bed is my safe place. It makes sense, blah, blah, blah. But I was pushing so hard against it. And this part was like pushing me to get out of my bed and get on with my life so hard that it was making it worse.
Right. Yeah.
It was making it like a big deal, a big drama, a big issue. You know what I mean? Seriously, blown out of proportion. And so guess what? I don't know when it was, sometime over the weekend, but there was an instant where I was, and it might've been, Friday. I just said, you know what? I don't care if I stay in my bed. I'm just going to go in my bed. Who cares?
Yeah, without the guilt, without that yelling at you.
Yes. I'm like, wow. And so it's not like a perfect thing, of course, but I've just it's sort of like, okay, I give up. I accept this. I'm just going to be okay for a while. I don't think it's going to stay like this for the rest of my life. But you know what? There's, it could be worse. It could be drinking alcohol or doing other stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Very damaging, at least retreating to my bed. So that's the whole thing that I thought was really interesting and gave me
very interesting. Yeah.
It gave me some relief. Like I'm laying in my bed right now. I'm just, okay. I'm making it wrong and bad and the whole judgment thing. So that all happened since last week.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, I want to say congratulations. I hope this is all a good thing, but
it is. The pushing up against it was. I was talking about it. I was sharing with people about it. Oh my God, I can't get out of my bed. My brain is trained to think I'm a sick person. I was making this a big drama. I was telling people about it, and thinking that was going to help me by sharing it with people. Well, if I share what's going on with me, this is going to resolve. You know what I mean? I was trying to fix it.
Yeah. And then, so I guess we were able to get that part to relax and by listening to it. And then you're able to, you're responding to this other part that wants to stay in bed. Maybe that's a part we do sometime also.
Yeah. And it was sort of and I've had these, and then I also saw around that, okay, that kind of mentality, pushing through this part that's pushing, that's kind of what wore me down in the first place before I got Lyme disease. Probably got my immune system in a very vulnerable place, to the point that, it took me all these years to recover. And so now that's okay. That's sort of like my body telling me, it's giving me still some signaling. Hey, don't go back to how don't go back to how you were then.
Right.
Don't do that again, because that's not really healthy. There's a better way to go. There's maybe not the better isn't the word. There's a more healthy, balanced way to do it. Right?
Yeah. And, I'm under the assumption that the healthiest way, the most balanced way is to listen to all the parts. They're going to conflict and to mediate and to let them all have a vote, let them all have a voice, and then to respond how you choose to respond, but with that kind of transparency, the clarity of hearing them all, and not letting them go at each other's throats, not letting them take the wheel and push you around, but just responding.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was actually a question for you is, when you're kind of accepting the go to bed thing, and you're asking this overachiever part to step back, did it feel like you were still in a responsive way to the overachiever part, or did it feel like excising that part? Did it feel like, achiever parts, not listen to that ever again? Like, how did that feel? How did that feel?
How can I explain it? It felt like it wasn't easy. Mm-hmm. It was like, okay. There was still resistance there, but I said, you know what, right now I'm feeling anxious, I'm feeling paralyzed, I'm feeling confused, or whatever it was. And I just had that strong urge to go lay down. And so I just let myself. But I let myself, not that I don't ever do it. Of course I do. That's what I'm fighting against. Mm-hmm. But I just did it and let myself relax more versus laying in the bed trying to figure out how I'm going to get out of this.
Yeah.
Right. Laying there and trying to problem solve. And then going on my phone and looking for answers.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. It sounds like that overachieving part was trusting you to let you lead there.
Yeah. Okay. So that's what was happening, right? Okay. So now what do we do?
It sounds like what's happening. Now we can go wherever else you want. There are plenty of other parts that need your attention. I'm sure, including this part that wants to go back to bed. And there's probably a whole constellation of parts around that. So we can go to any of them, or we can go anywhere you like.
The one that I was thinking about, and all I can tell you is that it's an angry part. Mm-hmm. It's an angry, rebellious part. And I don't know much about it, I guess, except, I know where it comes from. I know the roots of it, and I see it. I see the development of it throughout my life. I see how it's benefited me, made me strong. Stand up for injustice, this kind of thing. And it also gets, I'm sure you're not surprised, triggered very easily. Since doing the somatic work that I've been doing for, since about almost a year now, it's calmed down a little bit. What I mean by that is I've been able to express a lot of anger, which was super helpful. I got in touch with it. I knew I was angry a lot and but I didn't really realize that it was because I was suppressing it. Okay. And so that's I guess can we just call it the angry part? Does that make sense?
Sure. So we can investigate that.
It's the angry, frustrated part, because it's probably similar to the high achieving, high performing part, because that part gets frustrated, of course. Well, I guess they all get frustrated.
Sure.
Do most parts get frustrated?
I think so, because they're in battle with each other.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Because I definitely feel like I'm
of-
frustrated a lot of the time in my life.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you hear this a lot, that people feel frustrated a lot?
I mean, I am this a lot, so it's you know, my system is like that too. But
well,
yes,
I sometimes wonder, wait, is
everybody
everybody like this? Or is this just like, are these just certain people that get really frustrated like me? Or, because I don't really know, you know?
Yeah, well, there's at least two of us.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
we can investigate that. Can we start with the minute meditation?
Yeah.
Just quiet. Okay. I'll set a timer for that. And we can get started. Okay. So is that still the part you want to try to contact, or does something else come up?
No, it's the angry part.
Okay. Where do you notice it, in or around your body?
Shoulders, neck, upper back, upper arms, face and head.
Mm-hmm.
Pressure, tingling, and this is definitely the root of the migraines.
Okay.
At one point it was, go ahead.
I was just going to say, since we did the meditation, your microphone has gotten a lot quieter.
Oh. Is that better?
It's much better.
Okay.
And whichever you're more comfortable, like if you're in a comfortable position, I can hear you. I was just letting you know.
Well, just let me know if it happens again, because with this headset, I don't know how much battery is left on it, and I haven't had it for very long, so I don't really know I don't know what will happen on your end if it gets low and it's working fine for me.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay.
You're saying this is the root of the migraines?
Yes. Because tension and pain, it's just tension. I get tightness. And when it gets to the point of a migraine, I often have that pain in those areas, my whole shoulders, neck, up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 95% of the time the migraine is in the right side of my head.
Okay. And as you notice this part, how do you feel towards it?
Tired.
Yeah.
Extremely tired. Extremely,
had these migraines for a long time.
Yeah. For about maybe 25 years.
Wow. Yeah.
And before they were migraines, they started as a very low grade tension headache in high school. Mm-hmm. Not where I would have to take anything for them. And then they got a little bit more in college. And by the time I was about 30, I think they turned into migraines, like regular migraines.
So can you direct your energy towards this part that feels tired about dealing with these migraines? Let it know that you're here and that you'd like to try to work with that angry part that's
having a hard time seeing. I'm having a hard time actually. I feel the sensations in my body more than I can see the part.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and sometimes you can interpret that
And
however you like.
I can feel the anger. Okay, I can feel the anger. I can feel the anger and frustration and how it links with these bodily sensations. Yeah, but the part isn't as obvious as the other one, the high performing part.
Okay, yeah. So the part that feels tired with the migraines, can you ask that part to step back, see if it'll give you space so that you can work with the same part and just see how it reacts.
Wait, you want me to ask the angry part to step back?
The part that's tired. The part
that's tired of the angry part. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. All right, hold on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Did it?
Yes.
Great. Thanks to that part.
Yeah.
Okay. Now how are you feeling towards the angry part?
It's really just wanted to get some relief.
Yeah.
Wanted to get some relief and to not even have to be just be able to deal with triggering things in a powerful way.
Okay. Yeah, you want to empower it in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let it know all that. Let it know that you'd like to help it find a way to be more relaxed, to have that relief, and to be able to use its energy in a way that it wants.
Okay.
And invite it to just let you know anything it wants you to know about it.
Yeah, it doesn't like being pushed around.
Yeah.
It's scared. It gets angry because it's scared. It's scared of being made wrong and being judged.
Yeah.
And it feels like and then it sees things out in the world that are that happen with people like in my life or in the world in general that are unjust, and that even makes it angry.
Yeah. Does that make sense to you? Okay.
Yeah.
Let it know that makes sense to you. You might ask if there are other parts in you that push it around or judge it. That it, if it's only external or if there are also internal parts that it's, frustrated by being pushed around.
If it's frustrated by other parts of internal parts, that could be okay. Yeah, it's these parts that Yeah. If some of the parts, want, how can I say it? They're causing it to get angry because wanting like the pressure of doing things because it's the right thing, just because they think it's the right thing to do, not really taking into consideration what I want.
Okay.
What it wants.
Right.
Which I don't know, but.
Yeah, but you can see what it's pointing to as other parts that are taking control that way, and how it feels when those parts do that.
Yeah. There's also a frustration of not getting what it needs, not getting what it wants, and feeling just unjustly judged for things that don't really make sense.
Okay, so let it know you see all that.
Yeah, and I don't know what's going on, but I keep seeing this part, this angry part. It's things from right now, but it's also things from, my childhood. That started making me angry.
And are you okay if it shows you more of those?
Yeah, it's even angry because it was told that it was a problem for it to be angry. Like that was a problem.
Right. Yeah, at a young age.
Yes. Yeah.
Are you okay with it showing you more about that? Just go ahead and ask.
Yeah.
You're okay with it? Just ask it to show you whatever it wants to show you about it. About what it was like for it, just that experience, that difficulty, where that came from.
Okay.
And if you are getting kind of explicit memories, you don't have to share them all with me or any of that with me. The important thing is that you're listening to this part and it can show you what it needs to show you.
Like ask it what it's so angry about?
Ask
or
it
to show me those, show me more. That, yeah. Okay.
It shows you something about in the past. Just tell it it can show you where it wants to show you. You're okay with that.
All right. Yeah. It's showing me that it was very hard, being the oldest and being told that okay, I'm going to take off the headset because it's beeping now.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's not. Sorry. That was my phone. I'm not familiar with these sounds yet. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, it's showing me the responsibility was uncomfortable at a young age.
Yeah.
To have to watch my two younger brothers. And the whole thing, the perfectionist tendencies, my mom was a perfectionist. So I was trained at a very early age how things had to be.
Yeah. And so this part.
That was hard and frustrating.
Very hard, yeah. And then it gets kind of activated and frustrated by all of that. And it gets angry, right?
Yep. When people come down on me, for random things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is that all making sense to you?
Yeah. And then the other thing is, so that was going on. And the other thing it's showing me, well, there was a time when around the age of 8 or so, that my parents separated for like a year. And I know that was a very stressful time. I don't know if there's like, it was a confusing time, but then at that point, when after a year they got back together, they had these religious experiences, and particularly my dad parents became fundamentalist Christians, and then just things like dramatically changed, and that my anger just went out of control because I was forced to change to this Christian school. I was angry about that. That it's like all kind of like the major. There's like old anger because I was just the perfectionist and being very young. But then when that happened with the religion, and yeah, that things I started to get very, very frustrated and upset. And also I'm seeing that the anger is I express the anger in a very strong way, a lot of crying, a lot of outbursts, a lot of yelling, but underneath, because I didn't know how to say I'm in pain, I'm hurting. This is like I'm suffering. I didn't know how to say that. So the way that I communicated was through yelling and getting angry.
Yeah. And how are you feeling towards this angry part as you learn all of this about it?
Well, I totally understand why it's so angry. I totally understand.
And it sounds like it's already given you some hints around this, but what is it afraid would happen if it didn't respond that way, if it didn't, react with anger? What's it afraid would happen if it didn't work so hard?
You have to ask it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like my personality would be gone. It's like if I wasn't have this anger. Oh, but I don't even know. I'm just laughing because
it's so stark, right?
The anger is just such a part of me. It's such a strong pattern in me.
Right. Well, and it's interesting you use the words and their personality would be gone. So often these parts they're protecting are kind of exiles, and those exiles, it feels like life and death to them. It is a fear of annihilation if they're left alone, if they don't conform, if they whatever else. It can.
Wow.
For a 5-year-old, they don't know the difference, or that could be a reality. A child that doesn't toe the line or whatever.
Yeah. I can't imagine that. It's like I said, it's such a pattern ingrained in me that like I don't know how I would be without it.
Right. Yeah. So just let it know that you see all that, and if you are seeing the ways that it's protecting you, that it has protected you. See if you can show appreciation for that.
Yeah, I'm appreciating it, and it did keep me safe because people didn't want to mess with me sometimes,
Right. Right. Yeah, and I'm sure that was really valuable at times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a reactionary person, people are kind of careful around you.
Yeah. It keeps you from being pushed around.
Yes. Right. Right.
And so you were able to show it that appreciation, and did it receive appreciation?
Yes. Yeah, it's sort of like something just came to me that a friend told me one time, is that I'm a fierce friend. I'll defend my friends, but I mean, in terms, will get angry. So yes, it's like I definitely can appreciate that.
Yeah, it's intention.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, like, there was a purpose. There's a purpose that it's continued. Right.
Yeah.
Otherwise it wouldn't be this powerful. But it's just like the symptoms that, and now that I know so much, I've learned so much about anger and what it can do to the body.
Uh-huh.
It's good that I get to know this part.
The microphone got really bad.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Now it's good.
I even move a tiny bit, and all right.
Yeah, a lot of them like that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I did show it appreciation.
Yeah. So you could ask it what it would rather be doing with its energy if it didn't have to work so hard. If you were able to maybe go back to that part that was 8 years old and heal anything that it's worried about, that it's been protecting, and it didn't have to work so hard, what would it rather be doing with its energy inside of you?
Peaceful things.
Peaceful things.
Like it. Is this sometimes hard for the parts to answer?
Absolutely. I mean, it could be the first time they've ever thought about it. And a lot of them just want to relax. They don't want a new job or really change so much that they'd like to just relax. So
yeah, that's what it is. It's just right. It's sort of like what I'm getting is like, just be loving toward people, accepting toward people, not have to be on guard all the time. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Because there's this sense of, okay, I'm on guard all the time because I'm, oh man, this is a big part too. This is another part I forgot about. The part that always feels like it's going to get in trouble for something.
Yes. Yeah.
So if that part, I don't know if that's the same part. No, because that's a scared part. So if that part though got some relief, then this angry part wouldn't have to be so on guard.
Exactly. Yep, that's our goal. Just let it know that you want to help with that, and that you can go to these parts.
Let it know what?
That you can help with that, and that you want to. That you can go to other parts.
Okay.
And help them so that it can relax.
Okay. Okay. It likes that idea.
Yeah. Yeah, and we don't expect it to change until you do either. Like, there's a lot of kind
just like couldn't see, like when you asked me to ask it what it was. Like, it was sort of like silence. There's like, just like be here, hang out, and be like in a Zen state.
No, it's we are kind of selling hope to these parts, and we got to deliver, or else they're not going to be willing to change, and they should. So it's just letting it know your intention, just in the same way that you're able to talk to it, to learn about it, and help alleviate, understand its story. You can do that with other parts, and you can heal them. And it might be able to relax.
So, right. So it does it make is I mean I'm sure there's no right order, but what I'm saying is, like, are there, before this angry, I mean the angry part already has started to calm down to a degree, but it's still really it's very just right there waiting for the next thing to happen. It's, trust me, it's there. It's like,
that's what it does best, right?
That's the hyper alertness that I have.
Yeah.
Scanning the world to see who is going to jump on, like, get on my back,
Yes. To protect the scared part.
Yes, like yes. Yep, it's just waiting, ready to pounce. Don't even come near me, because it's gonna be right there.
Here's a fun one. Ask how old it thinks you are. Just wait for the answer.
Ask it how old. Probably like 8 to 10.
Right. Yeah. So it needs to do that job to that degree that it did when you were 8 or 10. So you can up on your real age.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
Okay. He's kind of surprised.
Yeah.
Kind of relieved.
Yeah. Yeah. You can help that 8-year-old, the one that is protecting. Now that you are who you are now.
Right.
This part talked about having what it needs and what it wants, having those things met. What does it need from you going forward?
To just be aware
Mm-hmm.
of when it's coming forward, when it's starting to build up.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like maybe, yeah. And to just kind of like dial things down on the front end.
Okay.
If possible.
And is it showing you, are you seeing how to do that, or do you want to do some brainstorming
just being
with it,
aware.
or already? Mm-hmm.
No, just about just being aware of it and like, okay, it's, yeah, just be aware of it and acknowledging it. Like, yeah, that anger is there. It's not, I don't mean like, it's not wanting like push it down, just to just be like, okay with it, you know?
Kind of like with the overachieving part.
Yeah, right. It's like, right? Just to be okay.
You got to know it. You got to know it. You earned its trust. Yeah. And you didn't have to kick it out. You could negotiate with it.
Yeah. Mostly it just wants to be acknowledged.
Yeah. Is there a way that it would like to be acknowledged? Is there a specific way that it would like to be acknowledged? This could be like, you know, touching a place on your body, or any kind of ritual, any kind of way in which, or you might imagine like times when it comes up really strong. Is there a way that you can think of, or it can think of, to make that connection?
The only thing that it can see that it's telling me is just to breathe and let it cycle through.
Okay. Yeah.
And just say something like to say like, yeah, I'm angry. Like I see like, oh yeah, you're angry. Like you're super angry right now.
That acknowledgement.
That acknowledgement. Like just yeah, totally. Like just like, wow, yep, there you are. You're pissed off. This is like not right, or whatever it is. Just to actually say it out loud, I think.
Sure.
And like be like, yep, I'm angry. And that's okay.
Right. I'm angry, and I'm not ashamed of having this part of me, because all the parts are welcome. And I understand this part.
Yeah. When I was feeling this really strongly, and for example, last winter, it started about a year ago around this time. I was literally almost on a daily basis when during these meditation practices, getting angry and screaming out loud. And that helped so much. Just screaming.
Yeah.
And I haven't really done that for a long time. That's why I think that a lot of anger, like that helped. But now lately it's been coming out as frustrated crying versus screaming. So I don't know what that's about, but just doing something vocally, because I'm not usually around people, so I can do it if I'm at home or in my car or whatever.
Yeah. I think I would just add to that, or suggest that it's done with a way that's connecting to this part, rather than, because I hear what you're saying, and I'm sure it is therapeutic to, when I'm angry, I express my anger. But what I'm kind of suggesting is that, like you already said, it's acknowledging the anger. It's turning to look at the anger rather than just embodying it.
Yes.
To acknowledge it as a part, as a whole personality within you.
Yeah.
And maybe you still do that kind of expressing it stuff, whatever works for you in that part. But I think that's kind of one of the different elements with IFS is that we're directly communicating with parts.
Yeah, I can see where it would like it if I even become more, even just becoming more aware of it on kind of on at the onset, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's like instead of seeing it until it's like it's so strong that I can hardly stand it. I would even maybe I could acknowledge it even before it gets if it's possible.
Right.
Sometimes when it's just
like it is
starting.
Like it is right now. I mean, it's not wildly angry right now. And you're more than acknowledging it. You're learning all about it. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
I'm curious, you said this part was tied to the migraines.
Yeah.
How often do you have migraines lately?
They come in small clusters lately. So, and since I've been doing this emotional work with the somatic experiencing, they're, when I do get them, I think I told you before, it's usually when I wake up with them. And they usually, sometimes I take something and they resolve within an hour or two, which is awesome. They used to last entire days or the whole day. And sometimes even I don't take something. So, I mean, they're so sporadic. Like I went almost a couple weeks fairly recently without really having one. And then I'll get one 3 days in a row. And that was last week. 3 days in a row, I was waking up with them. And then and then occasionally one will come on in like the afternoon for some reason. It'll just,
Yeah. And you can check with this part. Can it kind of confirm that it is the major kind of part behind these? Like, did we confirm that?
Yeah, I saw that when we started because of the sense. I don't have one right now, but I have the upper body sensations right now. Yeah. I have the facial stuff, the head pressure, the facial stuff, and the shoulders and neck. I have that tension.
Will you ask the part if it's responsible for the migraines?
Okay, I'll ask it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I got this sensation of like the blood like rushing to this upper part of my body and gets hot. And that's what happens even during a migraine is the blood vessels dilate. No, wait, open up. Is that dilate? Yeah. And that's why things like caffeine and the triptan drugs constrict those blood vessels and help it to go away. And so, I think I'm going to take it off because I think it's the battery at this point. Again. It is?
It's good again.
Okay. Yep. So, yeah, I think it is.
I heard what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, the anger.
Okay.
The angry part. It's a big part. It's like, it's a big part of me. It's no wonder. I mean, I sometimes label it the frustrated part, but to me, frustration is anger. It's just like a milder way to say it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, like, when I'm seeing this part back in high school, it was kind of frustrated. And that's when I would, every afternoon after lunch, I would have these headaches.
Yeah. So this part's asking for the acknowledgement, and it's saying it's tied to the migraines. And it sounds like you're keeping pretty good records. Like, you know, when you get migraines, right? You remember how often that is. So
I do. I try not to track them so much anymore because I learned that that's being kind of the hypervigilance of doing that isn't always helpful.
Right.
But you can't not know. You know what I mean? It's like, I know I had one 3 days in a row last week. So,
and you would know if working with this part alleviated them.
Well, I know that when I'm angry and when I'm frustrated, I get these upper body sensations. Now, why I'm waking up the last couple of years, the pattern has been waking up. Not always. I can get them any time of the day or even at night. But the pattern has been waking up with them. So something, you know, I don't really know.
At the risk of sounding like a broken record, ask the part. Why in the mornings?
Remember, I was telling you that.
Ask the part why in the mornings.
Sorry.
That's all I'm saying. Just ask the part.
Ask it what?
Why in the mornings?
Oh, okay. Hold on. Okay. Yeah, because mornings, mornings really were stressful.
Right.
As a kid, they were like pretty bad, actually. I mean, there wasn't abuse. Yeah, not abuse going on, but like my dad just being like my dad was so over the top about getting us up in the morning like a drill sergeant, you know, like getting angry if we weren't getting ready for church on time, you know, get up, get ready for school. I was not, my brothers as well. We were not morning people. And then there was a couple of times, this was very traumatic. And he did it to all of us at several times. Threw water on us to get us up.
That is traumatic. Scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is just so inappropriate. So, I mean, that's what I saw. So, I mean, it's just weird because the morning migraine thing, that's only been in the last couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it makes sense because this is when all this emotional stuff has been coming up for me, living back in the city where I grew up, healing from Lyme, being near my parents, because I went away for 25 years to Chicago and wasn't around them.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you, have you seen this before? These kind of physical ailments related to parts?
I mean, I believe that I've healed my own physical ailments related to parts. I know that some of the only outcome studies that have validated IFS as a modality have been in, you know, healing physical ailments, rheumatoid arthritis specifically. So,
wow.
Yes.
You had rheumatoid arthritis?
No, that was a study that was conducted by IFS people to kind of demonstrate its efficacy.
Wow.
They worked with religious Catholic women, I believe, who had it.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So we'll see. And again, I think, we are still at the surface here, and I think the bigger healing, this could help a lot. But when we get to those other parts that are those younger parts, that are those more vulnerable parts, those scared parts, if and when we get to those, that's usually when all of these protected parts can really truly relax.
Relax, right? It makes sense, because if this angry part could start to relax, then I could just see my whole body relaxing.
Yeah. Well, we can make that the plan. Book some more time with me.
Okay. Should I, keep visiting this part?
That's what it wanted.
Yeah. Acknowledging it. That's right. When it comes, okay. It's there.
Right.
It's funny. So it's just funny how some of these parts are kind of extreme.
They tend to be extreme, and what they need is to be acknowledged. Yeah. So that they don't have to get so extreme.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, James.
Thank you.
I think it's funny that I think it's funny that this whole time during the call too, that the anger sensations are in my body. So it's really present. I have neck pain and neck achiness, and I don't have a migraine, but I have everything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe they're just, it's up, it's activated, it's on, and because we're talking to it. I don't know. But if acknowledging it is what helps it relax, then keep doing that.
Thank you.
Thank you. I hope to hear how it goes. Hope to talk to you again.
Okay. All right. Take care. Thanks again. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Do you want to help bring more self-energy to the world? If you'd like to participate in calls or help out with this project in any way, I'd love to hear your ideas. Join the Discord server or contact me at james@liveifs.com. A huge thanks to our audio engineer, Yvonne, for your care and diligence in editing the calls. To every caller for your courage in sharing some of your parts. And to anyone out there getting to know their internal system, keep going. Who knows? That might be the most selfless, helpful thing you can do for others, and you're the only one who can do it. If you'd like to see us reach the largest audience, we must please the almighty suggestion algorithms at iTunes and YouTube. And they don't care about the power of IFS. They're looking for likes and shares and comments, and the sooner the better. Follow the links in the show notes right here in your podcast player to make your wishes known. And now, a minute of meditation. Or if you prefer, pull over. You can do it in 60 seconds. Just click one of those links. They're right there, and give us a like or a 5-star rating. It would really help. If you think this project is helping people, you're helping people by sharing it. Thank you.